Hi there, my name is Sewa Ajay and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing the 10 things I wish I knew when we bought our home. To give you a bit of background, I used to manage a commercial real estate team at a large investment bank, and I did a ton of research like you're probably doing now. So I was no stranger to real estate, and there were still 10 things I wish I knew before we bought our home. If you're interested in this video, stay tuned. The first thing I wish I knew when we bought this home is that when the closing date was set, we probably were not gonna close on that date. Now, in practice, I knew that was a possibility because working at the investment shop, like I mentioned, my deals got pushed all the time. But now on the other side as a customer, I wanted to close when they said we were gonna close. We were supposed to close on a Wednesday. Earlier that week, we got an email from the lender at a large bank as well saying that, hey, I think we're gonna have to push your date. Now, I was not having it. Pouty customer, right? We were excited about the home. We wanted to get in already. And big mistake, we had ordered a fridge to be delivered on that Wednesday. So that's part of the reason I was kind of upset. But, I escalated to her managers and tried to see if there was a way we could close the next day as opposed to the next week. And it worked out. But I say that all to say, just be aware that you're probably not gonna close on the date you think you're going to close. So probably don't order any furniture like we did. Number 2. As beautiful as the home looks, as new as they say it is, you probably are gonna find things that are wrong with your home. So definitely spring for that inspection. The home that we got, while it was an older home, had been flipped by an investor. So everything was new and redone. But you see those shows on HGTV, there are things that people cut corners on. And so we definitely got an inspection to make sure that everything was as it should have been. Number 3, someone has to clean that house. Now for us, we are in a larger home because we have 2 little girls that we want to grow into the home. I don't think this is our forever home, although we love it. It's beautiful, but man, it takes a lot to keep it clean. And for me personally, we don't have a maid or a regular cleaning service that comes through the home. I kind of want to do it myself. Just be mindful of that. If you're coming from an apartment situation where it's a little bit smaller, you come into a bigger home, there are many more rooms, lots of nooks and crannies that the kids can stuff things in if you have kids. So just be aware that if you want to live in a clean environment, you're gonna have to figure out a way to keep it clean. Now, at a certain point, my husband and I did decide that we were gonna get a service that would come through and deep clean the house, say every quarter, every 2 or 3 months. So that has helped a bit. We haven't done that in a couple months or in a couple quarters, so we might do that again. So it's helpful for things like cleaning all the blinds, all the windowsills, the little crevices, the baseboards, which, girl, I don't have time to do that. I don't, especially towards the end of last year. I was wrapping up my MBA. I have 2 toddlers. I have a husband and a household to take care of, a business that I'm building. So keeping a clean house, while I love it, I just don't have time to get on my hands and knees and scrub little corners. So I think that was a good compromise that we have. Just be aware of that when you're buying the home. Yes, duh, you're gonna have to keep it clean if that's important to you. Number 4. Someone has to mow that lawn. So when you come from an apartment complex, all that external maintenance is taken care of for you. You walk up into your apartment and everything looks beautiful out there. But when you have your own home, yeah, someone has to mow the lawn. So for us, when we first got there, everything was perfectly manicured, of course, because they needed to attract buyers to the home. But a month went by, well, not even a month, a couple weeks, because it was towards the end of the year that we got into the home. The lawn started to get overgrown, and I told my husband, I was like, hey, boo, are you gonna mow the lawn? It has to happen. And he kept saying, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. And it never happened. And so I found some, work teams that were cleaning and mowing other people's lawns in the neighborhood. And I said, hey, can you come do ours as well? And I hired them just like that. I told my husband, hey, as soon as you're ready to mow the lawn, we can fire those guys. And yeah, it's been 6 years and they're still doing our lawn. It's tough to spend your weekends doing chores. So I think it's, money well spent. But just think about that. If you see neighbors that have beautiful lawns with flowers and things like that, and their grass is always neatly cut and green, just know when you get into that home, someone's gonna have to mow that lawn. Number 5, you're gonna need constant repairs, right? Even if you get a brand new home. So here's an example for you. We put in some beautiful hardwood floors last summer. Went to Disneyland, came back, and found that a part of the floors were warped. And we ended up finding out that we had a slab leak, meaning that there was a little hole the size of a pinhole in one of the pipes that was embedded in our foundation. Now, whoa, what an expense. Thank goodness for insurance because we didn't have to come out of pocket for a lot of that. But when the guys came to dry and fix everything, they said, listen, don't worry, this happens all the time. The last call we had was to a brand new home and this happened to them. So repairs are constant, things are gonna happen, and there's no super to call to fix it. You're gonna have to fix it. So find you a good handyman that you can be friends with and that you can have on speed dial when anything happens. Number 6, taxes. So we're at a time in the DFW area, which is where I live, where the economy is booming. Companies are moving in. We have a lot of people moving in from California, for example, where their homes cost much more than they cost here. And they're putting down cash offers on homes. And all of that boom is causing our property values to go up. And let me tell you, even if your tax rate doesn't go up, if the value of your home goes up, the amount of tax that you're going to be asked to pay on your property every year is going to go up. Now, there is a process where you can go and you can fight the appraised value of your home, but it's not always successful, especially when you have to give evidence that your neighborhood isn't or the homes in your neighborhood aren't growing or being assessed at the same value your home is being assessed at. That evidence doesn't exist for us because everyone's home's value is going up. So just be mindful of that. When you put together your initial budget and you think, okay, tax and insurance and the actual mortgage is gonna cost a certain amount, have a little bit of buffer in your budget for those yearly hikes in the property tax that you're going to pay. Number 7, you probably have seen all of those beautiful homes with the vaulted ceilings and think that is exactly what I want. And truth be told, that is exactly what I want now and wanted when we were going on our house hunt. But I will let you know, if you're being practical, if you're looking for that warm and cozy feel in a home, you may not get that, especially in slightly older homes with vaulted ceilings, okay? We've had to do a lot as far as making sure that we get our windows replaced. Making sure that we've caulked and sealed everything to make sure that we keep in as much heat as possible, just because with those vaulted ceilings, it takes a little bit more energy to warm up the space. So yes, having 20, 30-foot ceilings in your home, yes, is beautiful to look at, but just think about whether it's gonna be practical for you when winter rolls around and your energy bill is going up. It may just not be practical for you. So just keep that in mind when you're house hunting. Number 8, it will take time to fill your home with furniture and to decorate in the way that you see in those beautiful Pinterest spreads or on HGTV. Now, one of my girlfriends, she's super organized. And so as she went from an apartment to a home that they had built, she actually got a storage unit and started to buy furniture pieces throughout the course of construction and put them in that storage unit. So when it was time for them to move into their home, she just brought the things out of the storage unit and her home was fully furnished and decorated when it came time for them to have their housewarming party. Yeah, that's not me. 6 years later, I'm still decorating places here and there. Now, I'm one that likes more of a minimal style in my home, so not every wall and cranny is gonna have decor on it. I like a little bit more of an airy and light feel. But if you are one who loves to have, little pieces everywhere, just be patient. If you don't have the budget to hire, an interior designer who's gonna do it all for you at one go, if you're more like me who likes to take her time and go to Home Goods and Marshalls and wherever else and comb through to see what they have and bring things that I think would look beautiful in my home, it's gonna take time for you to fill your space, especially if you're going from like a 2-bedroom apartment like we did to a larger home. Number 9, coming from an apartment, you're in close quarters with your neighbors. And so you tend to hear the noise that come out of your neighbors, your top floor, your bottom floor neighbor. Now, when you move into a home, you think, thank goodness, I don't have to deal with that anymore. Now, depending on where your home is, if you are in the city, the homes are a little bit closer together as opposed to if you were somewhere, I don't know, in the county, you probably have an acre or, so available to you. But for us, we're in close with our neighbors. And I don't know why I'm whispering, but they can't hear me. But when we first moved in, we had some neighbors that loved to party. And hey, I don't fault them. They had a beautiful pool, beautiful backyard, but I had also just given birth. And so I needed for the baby to sleep and could not believe that they were throwing ragers up until 10, 11 p.m. at night. And I mean, I could hear everything they were saying in their backyard. I could hear all the top 20 hits that they were playing in their home. And it was just so annoying. And in fact, one night we heard another neighbor from somewhere across the road yelling at them like, turn it down. And we thought, oh, thank goodness, it's not just us. And so we didn't report them or anything. I think I walked over there, waddled over with my pregnant self and introduced myself, just kind of letting them know, hey, there's a baby coming. So if you wouldn't mind keeping it down. They didn't get the message. They still did it. But something changed. I don't know if someone actually formally took action, but the noise went down, or at least they would cut off the noise around 10 p.m. at night. And then finally it stopped. And guess what? They had a baby of their own. So hey, life has a way of correcting itself for you. Hopefully you don't have to deal with that, but just be aware that even after you move out of the apartment and go into a neighborhood in the suburbs, maybe you're probably still gonna have to deal with noise issues from your neighbors. Now, number 10 is a little bit more of a bonus one for you guys. This is something that we knew and considered when we first got our home, but we have friends that didn't consider it and it became an issue for them. School district. So if you don't have kids yet, this is still something you need to consider, because when you look to go sell your home because you want to upgrade or need to move for a job, people coming into the home may have families and may be considering the school district. And so I've had friends who've had to move homes because when it came time for their kids to go to school, they weren't in the best school district. And I think most people want their kids to have the best education possible. So just keep that in mind. So there you have it. The 10 things I wish I knew when we first bought our home. Hopefully you found these helpful. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. And if you did like it, please hit that like button so I know you liked it. And also don't forget to subscribe on your way out and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a beat. I upload 2 videos a week every Tuesday and Thursday and make videos about living your next level life, entrepreneurship, and productivity. Look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.